Hello and Assalamualaikum. Today we are talking about a new topic that I have talked and discussed about yesterday. Um, in case you don't remember, we were reading about a book called The Seal Nectar, which is here. And today we are going to a new topic. Before I start, we are going to have two parts of this because this topic is quite long, so I will break it down and make you guys understand what we are talking about. Okay, so today we are talking about role of government among the Arabs. When talking about the Arabs before Islam, we see that it is necessary to outline the history of world government sectarianism and the religious domination of the Arabs to facilitate the understanding of the emergent circumstance when Islam appeared. When the son of Islam was, rulers of Arabia were of two kinds: crown kings, who were in fact not independent, and heads of tribes and clans, who enjoyed the same authorities and privileges possessed by crown kings and were mostly independent, though some of them may have shown some kind of submission to a king. The crown kings were those of Yemen and those of geographical Syria, the family of Ghassan, and the monarchy of Hira. All other rulers of Arabia were non-crowned. So, this is the topic. Rule in Yemen. In Yemen, the people of Sheba were one of the oldest known nations of the pure Arabs. Mention has been made them as early as the 25th century BC, according to the excavation undertaken at all. Their civilization flourished and their domain spread in the 12th century BC. It's possible to divide their ages to the following estimation. 1. From 1300 to 650 BC, the nation was known as Ma'iniya, during which their king were called Makrib Sheba. Their capital was Sawah, also known as Kariba, whose ruins lie approx 50 kilometers northwest of Marib and 142 kilometers east of Sa'an. During this period, they began building the Dam of Marib, which had great importance in the history of Yemen. Sheba had so great a domain that they had colonized inside and outside of Arabia. Number 2. From 620 BC to 115 BC, during this area, their nation was known by the name of Sheba. They left the name Makrib and assumed the designation of King of Sheba. They also made Marib their capital instead of Sawah. The ruins of Marib lies at a distance of 192 east of Sa'an. Number 3. From 115 BC until 300 CE, during this period, their nation became known as Himyariya, the first after the tribe of Himyar conquered the kingdom of Sheba, making Redan their capital instead of Marib. Later on, Redan was called Zifar. Its ruins still lie on Mudawa mountain near the town of Yarim. During this period, they began to decline and fall. Their trade fell to a great extent, firstly because of the Nabatean domain over northern Hijaz, secondly because of the Roman superiority over the naval trade routes after the Roman conquest of Egypt, Syria, and northern Hijaz, and thirdly, because of the intertribal warfare. Because of the three above-mentioned factors, the family of Qatan remained disunited and scattered about. Number 4. From 300 CE until Islam dawned in Yemen, during this period, the nation was known as Himyariya II, and it witnessed increasing disorder and turmoil, followed by the civil rebellion and outbreak of tribal wars, rendering the people of Yemen liable to foreign subjection and hence loss of independence. During this era, the Roman conquered and helped the Abyssinians, which is now called Ethiopians, to occupy Yemen for the first time in 340 CE. Making use of the constant intra-tribal conflict in Hamdan and Himyar, the Abyssinian occupation of Yemen lasted until 378 CE, where after Yemen regained its independence. Later on, cracks began to show in the Maghrib Dam, which led to the Great Flood 450 or 451 CE, mentioned in the Noble Quran. This was a great event which caused the fall of the entire Yemeni civilization and the dispersal of the nation living therein. In 523, Dunawas, a Jew, dispatched a great campaign against the Christians of Najvan in order to force them to convert to Judaism. Having refused to do so, they were thrown alive into a big ditch where a great fire was set. The Quran referred to this event. Cursed were the people of this. This aroused great wrath among the Christians and especially the Roman emperors, who not only instigated the Abyssinians against Arab, but also assembled a large fleet of 70,000 warriors, which helped the Abyssinian army to effect a second conquest of Yemen in 525 CE under the leadership of Iyad. He was granted rulership over Yemen, a position he held until he was assassinated by one of his army leader, Abraha, who, after reconciliation with the king of Abyssinia, took rulership over Yemen and later on deployed his soldiers to demolish the Al-Kaaba, and hence he and his soldiers came to be known as the Men of Elephant. In the year 575 CE, after the Elephant incident, the people of Yemen under the leadership of Mahdi Karib bin Saif Yazin al-Himyari and through Persian assistance revolted against the Abyssinian invaders, restored independence and was appointed Mahdi Karib as their king. However, Mahdi Karib was assassinated by some of his Abyssinian servants. The family of Dul Karib was thus developed of royalty forever. Kisra, the Persian king, appointed a Persian rule over Sa'an, and thus made Yemen a Persian colony. Persian ruler maintained rulership of Yemen until Badhan. The last of them embraced Islam in 638 CE, thus terminating the Persian domain over Yemen. So from what we read, it, the era that took place, at that time the Roman Empire hasn't collapsed yet and was responsible for some of these events, if not mostly. And from what we read here, we read the infamous incident about the men of the elephant, where they tried to invade Mecca and destroy the Kaaba until Allah intervened. So this is it for part 1. Stay tuned for part 2 and Assalamualaikum.